All right. Yay.
Live
Yes.
here.
There we go. D10.
Right on time. Right on time. And so we already have a bunch of people who's been waiting before and commenting. Amy said this is the last day, but you'll have to watch the replay. So if you're watching the replay right now, Amy, we miss you. Thank you for joining us live all those days. Um, and Taz is here and Jocelyn's here. And if you're here, comment and let us know that you're here because this is the last day. And hopefully, you guys are going to jump in and chat with us. So we have a lot of goodies today, and Rachel is here and Karen is here. We have tons of goodies and tons of surprises to share because we've decided to give you so much.
We have.
So, right, Eric?
It's going to be fun. So I can't believe it's our final day together, but it's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about how long we're going to keep all of this up. We're going to talk about who won the contest, all kinds of cool stuff.
And we even decided on some additional bonuses for those who are joining Terry in the 12-week program. So just to remind you, that timer next to the video, I'm going to just share my screen for a second and let you see this. This timer, when this is done, this 12-week access is going to go back down to 6-week access. And will not have all the other extra bonuses that are coming with this one. So if you want to take action before the timer runs out. Your worksheet is right here. So that will open to all our complete 10 steps that we will cover today. And you will have a complete system for generating high-end sales with your program. Now, what was super interesting in the last 10 days is like people kept coming back and rewatching, the previous days. How do you feel about that, Terry?
I think that's awesome. I think it's important to go back and to get the information and to really absorb it. So I'm glad to see that. We're even getting comments today, which is day 10 from day 1. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, so let's cover some of day 1. So day 1, Tina, I don't know your last name, Schreier. You commented and you said, "Thank you, Terry. I've not entered the paid coach, paid consultant arena as of yet. This was a huge eye opener. I have been practicing in sharing value and leading business owners to other experts for solution. I see that I need to change much of my mindset, and this is where I need to start." Shall we kind of touch on mindset one more time?
Yeah, and mindset was covered in day 1. And I just want to say a couple things, Tina, and this is for you and vicariously. I know it's helping everyone. I'm not sure what it means where, I haven't taken pay as a consultant or coach and referred people to other experts other than for whatever reason, you haven't had the confidence to be the expert. So, and mindset is, what is it that I know? We all know information and things, and we know more than somebody else. You don't have to be the ultimate expert in something, but you know more about someone else than someone else does. So, for example, I know how to speed read. I do something called photo reading. I read 200 books a month because I photo read. Now, I'm not the brightest person on the planet. Believe me, I was a C student in school, but I know this one thing. So I know more about reading fast than the average person. So that's what you want to do. And you want to be the paid coach or consultant instantaneously and stop referring people to other experts. That is just making a choice in your mind that I am worthy of delivering something that's high value and getting paid well for that because I know more than somebody else.
And speaking of high value, there was a question on day 5 from Dragana, who's been with us for the whole 10 days. So I love that you're going back and kind of like refreshing. And she said, "Thank you, Terry. I perceive as a problem that this is a startup." I'm assuming her company is a startup. You have told us that you started at much lower prices and then gradually raise your prices. So the question, what about starting low and then upgrading your programs? It might be a modest it might be a modest first version with cheaper prices and then upgrade to 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, where you give more and you become more reputable. This goes back to the fear of being an expert. What would you say about that?
Oh boy, that's a biggie. So, no, 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 no. Please don't listen to any of that advice. That's really not good. Listen, I started in this business it's almost 23 years ago now. Nobody was charging high ticket. There weren't a lot of people even known as coaches, certainly not a master certified coach back then. I was one of the first ones out there. Nobody knew what coaching was. You'd say you're a coach. They'd say what sport, what team. This is a very different industry, right? It's not where I started. And when I started, I didn't know what I didn't know. So I saw people charging $250 a month for 4 hours and being ignorant, truly. I followed that until I sat down with a piece of paper and went, it's a really dumb model. No wonder people don't make money in this profession. And they didn't. Barely anybody made 6 figures. Nobody was making 7 figures that I could find. And I tried. So blow up that thinking. And I mean that. You don't want to upgrade people. That's just like funneling people. You want to give people your very best, get them to the one result, which we talked about in day 2, the one result, the one outcome that they want to get to. And I probably have maybe 50% of my clients that are startups. The other 50 are already doing coaching or consulting or speaking or training or authors or whatever. And instantly we start them with a high ticket program. Minimum of $1,500, minimum. And then when you get better and can deliver the results sooner and faster, go ahead with your next group. So you take your first 8 or 10 people through your program at $1,500, take your next 8 or 10 people at $2,500. And as you get even better, you can charge more if you choose. I'm perfectly happy at $2,500. But many people, and some of my clients are charging $5,000. One of my clients is charging $10,000. Well worth it. So please, Dragana and everybody else, do not think about upgrading people, and start right now with a minimum program of $1,500. I'd rather see you closer to $2,000 or $2,500. Deliver serious value, and please don't follow models that are taught that is anything other than this, because I've trained over 5,000 coaches. I've also trained over 300 business consultants, and the only people that do 6, 7, and now I have an 8-figure client all follow this model from day 1 of startup. And if I knew better when I started years ago, I would have started this way, because I worked my butt off to make 6 figures and 7 figures, thinking that I had to start low price. Please don't make that mistake. Breaks my heart.
I know, right? And the fact that, I think we talked about it in day 1, where it's like the biggest challenges between our ears, right? It's the conversations that go on. And I will tell you guys, if you have those conversations on your own and you don't have someone like a mentor or someone like that, like what Terry just did, take you out of that mental fogginess and say like, no, you're worth more, you can do more, we're all doing more. And then you're in a group and you start seeing people succeed and you get some confidence and you go out and you do that, then you'll just be eating yourself alive with all these thoughts. It's hard to change when you're not surrounded by people with a different mentality. So, right. So highly recommend that. Liz just said, I did the whole program in replay because I had to work. I'm using Terry's template to find a target audience, to offer a live weekly workshop series, and to teach hair cutting. See, taking action already.
That's awesome. She took action. She jumped in. She'll be with us starting on Monday. That's awesome. Congratulations, Liz.
Okay. So we'll let you know who won. The top 5 people who won access to this ultimate business package library that is not even for sale. And if you're curious, you can scroll down and see the top 5 people there. But we'll see that at the end of the hangout. We can dive straight into the training, and then we'll invite you guys in, and then we'll share what other bonuses Terry added to the 12-week program as well. So stick around. I'll tell you more. So let's start with day 1.
We're going to do a review. What have we talked about for these? I can't believe it. That's over these 10 days. Well, day 1, we started by talking about your mindset, because without transforming your mindset, you won't build this program, and you need to build it. So do you really think you have a high ticket service? And the answer is, and I'm saying this to you every time I say this, I want you to breathe it in. Yes, you have a high ticket service. As long as you know more than somebody else and you can provide somebody else with something they want, you can have a high ticket program like all of my clients have. So the answer is 100%. You've got to transform here. I'm noticing language that people are saying that shows me they need transformation. I'm noticing what they've heard from other people that probably aren't successful, other thoughts, and that's going to all hold you back. And by the way, if you don't shift your mindset, all the actions that I teach you won't get you anywhere. And a year from now, you'll still be in the same place because you'll still have the same, as my mentor Zig Ziglar used to say, stinking thinking. And if you don't get the mindset right, you cannot transform. So that was day 1. Day 2.
Oh, hold on a second, Terry. There's a comment from Laura who says exactly about that. And she goes like, can you make sure you emphasize the use of coach? They need to have a coach specific training to use the word. Otherwise, I call them counterfeit coaches. So coaches, right?
I'm glad you said that, Laura. Thank you. That is a really important point and something that irks me in the world of coaching. And some of you have heard me speak about this. So I've gone through a lot of training to be a coach and a consultant, in addition to owning now 8 of my own businesses that are in the coaching and consulting space, and owning a coach training school and a business consultant institute. I went through coach training school and spent the money. I have a degree as a clinical psychologist, as a PhD, and spent the money. I have a degree in positive psychology. I spent the money. I didn't just go out there one day, hang a shingle up and go, I'm a coach, or because my network marketing company called me a coach. That is not learning coaching skills. There are specific tools that we use as coaches or business consultants or coaches. And so please, I encourage you to get coach or consulting specific training before you deem yourself coach or consultant. Work with someone and can't get them to results, because then you'll get a horrible reputation and then you can't charge high tickets. So if you don't have those skills, I can help you get those skills. You need to have those skills. And Laura, thank you for saying that.
Great. And yeah, we can start with step 2, but there are some more comments coming in. Eileen saying, I'm starting my high ticket program now. Cheryl says, Terry has so delivered in the last 10 days. I'm so excited for the next 12 weeks. Yoo-hoo, ready, set, go. So yeah, let's keep going.
Awesome. Great to have you, Eileen. Great to have you, Cheryl. We're rocking on Monday. All right. So day 2, we talked about the fact that people will invest and they will pay you for the one result or one outcome that they really want. And they love to invest good sums of money to get a result that they really want. So if you can overcome their struggle or their frustration and get them to a goal, but we don't guess at what that is. We don't make up a program and say, well, I think they want this, or I know they want this. We ask, if I could help you with one result and only one result, what is the one outcome you would want? And we do that by surveying them in SurveyMonkey. We do that by asking them in Facebook groups, by talking to our current client family members, our prospective client family members, our past client family members. We can use Google Sheets. So we actually get the information and we find out before we name a program and create a program and market a program. Ready for day 3?
I am. You know what's fascinating about that? I think, guys, I told you that I started running exactly the same question that Terry was sharing in a survey to people before I started the course, exactly like Terry was teaching. And what's fascinating is that the answers that you get are usually not the one you expect, especially if you're like so awesome in your niche and like you know your stuff so much, you forget how much you already know. And when you get the results, does that happen to you a lot, Terry, where it's kind of like, oh, wow, I really need to start not here, but here to get everybody kind of ready?
Yeah, it happens all the time. And it's happened to me in creating my own programs. And it's happened with most of my clients. They're like, oh, you know, I've got women who have lack self-confidence and they want to overcome that. Okay, great. Go survey them. And they come back with something completely different. And it's like awesome that we asked, because then now we have something to sell that they really want, not what we think they want. And that's why you never want to market something that the marketplace hasn't said, yes, we're interested.
Yeah, it's really fascinating that, you know, when you're a PhD, you think everybody's a PhD. You forget that there's some people are just starting as juniors. So get your survey, find out the results, and then sell it. Day 4.
Day 3.
3, sorry.
It's okay. Day 3 was, now we've got to design your guaranteed value-based program. And we do that by creating what I have trademarked and called a core unique positioning statement, not an elevator pitch, not a bunch of jargon, but what is it that you do different than everybody else? And I actually gave you the formula. I help, very specific, you name what that is, people. And then you talk about what they're frustrated with or what they're struggling with to achieve XYZ goal that they've now told you they wanted to achieve. And you do it with your proprietary system that you name, like my program, Command, Connect, Convert, and you add the word guaranteed. And that is your core unique positioning statement, which now is the first step in designing your guaranteed value-based program.
Yes. And we also talked about how to put the guarantee in there and how to make sure that you provide on that guarantee. So go watch that hangout again if you need to. And if you need more on that, there's a button, right? I think it's this way.
Perfect. All right, now day 4. Day 4 is part of still designing your guaranteed value-based program. And that's where I told you you want to break your program into what are the 3 to 5, no more than 5, no less than 3 steps that I have to take people to. So if people are struggling here, what's the first step they have to take? What's the next step? The next step to get them to the outcome or the goal. And I also suggested that you create a visual model. Somebody actually sent me a model, was a triangle with their 3 steps, and they named their 3 steps. So that's where you name your proprietary model and you give a visualization knowing I've got to teach people this first, this next, 3 to 5.
And what was great about that also, if you recall, that cuts down on all the content that you need to put in your program. So it doesn't have to have 50 million hours of video training and a billion worksheets and all that stuff. It just needs to have the 2, 3, 5 steps that gets them to the outcome. If you're not sure about what goes into each one of the steps, because there was one comment, they're like, okay, how do I break that into modules and stuff like that? Same answer. Watch the replay or join us on Monday.
Exactly. All right, day 5, we then talked about, well, how much do I charge? What should I charge? And again, and this is what we started with today and answering some questions, it's not based upon how many people you've coached or what your experience is, or I'm a new coach or consultant, it doesn't matter. You charge based on the value you're going to create. Can I get people to this outcome? It's an outcome people really want. How long will it take me to get people there? Will it take me 3 weeks? Will it take me 4 weeks? 12 is the maximum. I prefer around 6 to 8 weeks. That's what I prefer. And you should charge, I believe, a minimum of $2,500. And I suggested if you wanted to, you can do it. One of my clients has done it. Now I think 3 clients have done it. A pilot program. Take a handful of people in at $1,500 as your case studies. Give them value, and give them a discount and ask them to be raving fans and testimonials for you based on their results.
Awesome.
All right.
And actually, you know what? That kind of answers Ragana's question. You know, like if you're not comfortable mentally there yet, this is one way of doing it. But still, like you said, don't charge $200.
Exactly. Please don't do that. All right. Day 6. This was, how do you sell your high-end program? What do you do? And it's only one thing. It's the simplest thing in the world. You create an automated webinar. You don't pretend it's live. You record it once. I taught you how to do it using my template. If you've joined me in the program, and I'm really excited. So many of you have. We start on Monday. In any case, you've got the template. You know exactly what to put on each slide, what to say on each slide. You know it's 45 minutes. You know how to close the webinar. And basically what you're going to do is have the webinar play. You automate it. You either do it in Keynote or PowerPoint. You use very specific slides that I teach you what to do. You record it, you save it, put it up as a YouTube video private. And then I told you can do it on your website. You can do it with lead pages or a ClickFunnels. You're not using ClickFunnels as a funnel, just as a page. And people get to watch your webinar like they do mine on my website, Heartrepreneur, Terry Levine. They watch it whenever they want at their convenience, and I don't pretend that it's live. They know it's recorded, and you're only doing one thing, recording one webinar. You're automating it. You're optimizing and leveraging your time. And literally every day you will find that people watch it and leads flow in.
So I have to say hallelujah, and I would put the F in there, because so much stuff is like fabricated online, right? Like, let's pretend that it's live. Let's pretend that it starts every 15 minutes. Let's pretend that we're going on that stuff, right? And then why? Everybody already, maybe this works at the beginning of the internet, but now everybody knows that nothing is live, and you don't feel like authentic and transparent, and you feel like, okay, they're already scamming me there. I love the fact that you're like, okay, it's not live. You can see it whenever you want to, see it right now, and then call me for a call.
Perfect. Yes. So be honest, come from transparency, integrity, and authenticity. All right. Now, day 7 was, well, I've got an automated webinar. How do I drive traffic to it? How do I get the right people who want what I'm offering to actually raise their hand and say, oh, I'm sort of interested? And I taught you how to set up your own Facebook groups and how to use your Facebook group. I taught you how to do live, and that you could also use Facebook ads. I like to do everything free, so I don't usually do that. And then how to simply get a lot of comments, a lot of engagement, and then to use your Facebook Messenger personally to contact people, put in a calendar link, and invite them to chat with you for a few minutes so the two of you can see whether or not you can help them or you can. And some of you have even come to me in the last few days or my team and said, hey, is this program right for me? And we found out more about you to make a decision and to say, yes, it is. Join us Monday, or you know what? No, this one isn't. And so that's what you want to do. You want to chat with people for 10 minutes to see whether or not your program is right for them. And if you, coming from authenticity, transparency, integrity, if you can get them to the outcome, you embrace them, you nurture them, you accept them. If it's not a fit, you send them somewhere else or give them some resources.
Awesome. Next one.
Day 8. Sell without selling. How do you close people without selling? Very simple. I taught you how to listen. I reminded you to get duct tape and to use the duct tape, and to truly give people value, help them. And then very simply ask whether or not they want your help in entering your program. If they say yes, awesome. If they say no, you can send them on their way. And literally what I do say to people is, I wish you the best of luck, because I do know, in my experience, I've been doing this a long time, that people who don't engage, don't enroll, don't enter a program that could help them, they need a lot of luck, because in 6 months from now, a year from now, they're typically in the exact same place they were when they met you, but that's on them. You can't help everybody. And some people understand taking action and making changes, and some people just stay where they stay and will always stay where they stay.
Yeah, and you know what's really nice, guys? You've been here for 10 days now, and you have been taking action. And one of the comments that was there, it's like, how much did I achieve in just 8 days? Yes. So, right? And so you have been taking action. You are on a momentum. You are going somewhere. Your mindset has changed. You have a system in place now. So don't stop that momentum. Keep taking action, and that will continue, continue to grow your business. We are February, Q1 of 2018. So you need to make a decision. How are you going to grow that business? How are you going to continue taking action, and how you continue moving that needle? Luckily, you have everything you need with your friends here, everybody who's joining us, with Terry here. Speaking of which, Kim is saying, I have selected. So Rachel said, she said, we are like the 5 people we hang around with, right?
Correct.
And she carefully chooses the time who she spends time with. And Kim said, I have selected my favorite 5 for 2018 as Nancy Joten, Cloris Kyle, Terry Levine, Dolores, and Carrie Green. I choose them for investment in the program because they will help me with my growth area and meet my goals for 2018. So who's joining Kim? Come on, guys.
Awesome. And, that is very true. My experience is always this. When someone is talking about their income or their lack of income, I do ask them, who are the 5 people you hang around with? And the mentors that I've hired are running faster and bigger and, not just financially, but getting the juice out of life. And so I invest a lot of money on my mentors. I believe that mentors have mentors. And I want those top 5 people to be people that are going to elevate me and amp me up. So Awesome. Way to go.
Yay.
All
and
right.
Day 9, 10.
Day 9. Why following up with people can hurt your sales. You're not seen as a credible expert. You're seen as having lots of free time. You're chasing people around instead of investing your time, energy into your client family members. So you do not want to follow up with people, and certainly you don't want to chase people around. You want to let people know there's a fast action bonus. If you want to jump in, jump, get in the deep end. And if you don't, again, good luck to you.
And Day 10, here we are.
Let me make a couple comments on D10. It's, we've gone through literally a complete system for generating high-end sales. We really have. I don't want you to lose momentum. And there's a lot of nitty-gritty and detail. So each one of these, trainings that are like 15 minutes are really in detail training that I do not only in a weekly webinar that you get, but in this coaching that I do every week, usually for 6, but now for 12. The details are important because you can make a mistake. Helen jumped on yesterday, and she's created 2 webinar programs with me. She's been in many programs with me. She's one of my favorite clients. And she jumped on, if you remember, she was in Las Vegas. She's away at a conference, and Paris was in the background. And when Helen started to do her first webinar, she made a mistake. And it was like, she sent me, because my clients do, they send me their webinars to watch them. Helen, no, you want to do this. And so she re-recorded it. And it was dramatically better. And her second webinar was phenomenal because she got the details, she got the support, she got me, she got the rest of the team. And those tweaks, I have to say, can be important. So I want you to learn from my mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've been in business for over 40 years. I've made mistakes in how do you set up a high ticket program? How do you set up a webinar? I've made them. It cost me a lot of money to make them. But you don't have to make those mistakes. You can earn from my mistakes. I will show you and help you and take you by the hand so you don't make those mistakes, which can slow you down, cost you money, and keep you in the same place a year from now.
Yeah, and so this is one of the very, very interesting things that that are happening when you become a coach. And like Terry was saying, you know something more than other people do. So Terry knows a lot that you guys, you're an expert in one thing and you need help in another field, and you can come and get that support whenever you want to. Before I continue, guys, refresh the page, jump on in. We have a hard stop. So jump on in so we can say goodbye, and you can ask any more questions about the system that you have, and hopefully we can see Rachel face to face. And we already saw Tim. So this is great. Just remember to mute your microphone before you join us, and then join us. Refresh the page, join us. So talking about coaches and certifications, a lot of people are certified here. And so Gloria is asking, Terry, I forgot to ask, when individuals come into your program, do you provide certification after completion, saying whatever certified coach or counselor they have become? Or must you go into an actual college or university to receive certification and your program is an add-on?
So in this program, I'm not certifying you to be a coach or consultant. I'm actually teaching you how to have a high-ticket program, make a lot of money, leverage and optimize your time, and be a 6- or 7-figure coach or consultant. In my coach training school, we do certify people to be consultants. In my Business Consultant Institute program, we certify people. So this is not a certification program. And I do recommend that if you call yourself a coach or consultant, you actually have skills. You've graduated a program and have
surprise, right?
Right? You don't just want to, say, oh, I'm a coach or whatever. I've heard people say that before, and I'll say, what are the core competencies of coaching? And they don't have a clue what I'm talking about. Well, how do you help people with coaching skills or consulting skills if you don't know what those skills are? So my answer, Gloria, is if you're going to be a coach or a consultant, you do want to have training, and I do recommend certification, and that's an important piece. However, let me say this. You can start with a high-ticket program. Just don't call yourself a coach. If you don't have coaching skills, please don't call yourself something that you're not. You can say, I help people get from X to this. You just don't say that you're a coach or you're a consultant, because if you don't know those skills, you're not yet.
Yeah. And another question from David Yorka. Another thing, you know, something occurred to me before I jump to the other comments. If you know, there's value in the name, right? In the brand. When you go around saying like, look, I'm certified by ABC, Joe Schmo, and nobody heard about it, it doesn't matter. If you say, hey, I got a PhD from Harvard, everybody knows Harvard. There's power in the name, right? So is there any, Terry, any coach certification place where you can say, hey, I'm certified by, that actually gives you some oomph to your thing?
I love that you asked that question. The coaching industry is very different in terms of certification. The International Coach Federation calls themselves a certification body, and okay, you can call them that if they want to call themselves that. That's a bunch of coaches certifying coaches, and that's not the way people really get certified, okay, in the real world. So when I was a speech language pathologist, it wasn't a bunch of speech language pathologists, you know, saying, okay, you can be one too. I had to go through 6 years of college and major exams from unbiased parties. So I'm not interested in you getting MCC, PCC, International Coach Federation. I'm interested in you graduating some program where you have skills. And by the way, nobody, and I want to make this clear, nobody cares if you're an MCC or you got your coach training at Harvard. And let me give you an example. I've worked with companies like 7-Eleven and General Electric. They didn't know what an MCC was. They didn't say to me, well, Terry, what's your clinical psychology degree in? I never even mentioned I had it. I don't like when people call me Dr. Terry. I usually look around and think, was there a doctor? Like, I'm Terry Levine. It doesn't matter where I went to school or what my certifications are. What matters is, can I get you to the result or the outcome? Yes, it also matters that I have coaching skills and I was trained as a coach. So that's the piece that I want to make really, really clear. I don't care where you go to school. I don't care that you join something like the ICF, which is basically just giving somebody money and calling yourself certified. I'm sorry if I'm dissing that to any of you. I have very strong opinions about these things. And I was a keynote speaker for MCCs at the ICF. I just want to be really clear. You don't need a body and agency to call you that. I see Eileen says, when we complete one or more of your programs, do we get a certification? If you're in a coach training school, which is a school, you get certified, or business consulting school. This program is not a school. You know what? Certifications to me are not transparent. They're not in integrity. They're fraudulent and phony. You don't need a certification to offer a high ticket program. You need to learn how to do it, go out there and do it, and start selling 10 grand a month or more the way I teach you.
Exactly. And you know, it's like when people know that you can help them, as you've seen here in the last 10 days, that's all that matters. People want to be understood and people want to succeed, right? And someone who cares about them. So if they can sense that from you, then go ahead and start with a $1,500 program, right? There's a question from Kenya about the course. She says, how long are the calls during the 12-week program? So it's a 6-week program. You're getting a bonus.
Yeah.
So how long are the calls during the 12-week program? I'm at work during that time of day, and I'm hoping I'll be able to make some portion of the live calls.
Great, Kenya. I'm glad you jumped in. So the calls are 90 minutes. We start at 3 Eastern for the next 12 weeks, and we go to 4:30 Eastern. And don't worry if you can't be there live. Every call is recorded. You get it in the closed private Facebook group right after the call. And if you can't come to a call in the Facebook group, you just put your questions. Say, Terry, I'm curious about this, or will you review this? And when I start the calls, I start the coaching of people who aren't there first. So when you watch the recording, it will say, hey, Kenya, I saw your question, or I reviewed your webinar and this is for you. And so you don't have to listen to the whole thing, although I would. It's going to look very similar to this. You'll see people's faces and you'll see my face as well. You'll also see me writing notes on an iPad and you'll get to see my screen. So Kenya, you'll listen to the call and it would say, hey, Kenya, so this is for you. So it doesn't matter. Lots of my clients have been there live. Many have taken it by recording. And all of them have been able to create high ticket programs.
Okay, and before we continue, there's a question from Farnaz saying, I'm trying to sign up, but I can't find the PayPal function option. So let me just show you guys where it is if you guys are looking for the same thing as well. And I thought I was sharing my screen. I am sharing my screen. There we go. So click on this button. It will open up this page. Scroll all the way to the bottom. And then you can see you have two options, payments, because you guys asked for it. And you have PayPal right here. Just click PayPal, and you can complete your option right now. And do that before the timer runs out.
Miles, it's your time to get in there. I know Leslie was looking to sign up, and I'm not sure if she got in, but come on, hurry up and get in. And the reason I'm saying to hurry up, and I didn't even discuss that, and I think it's important, we send you a webinar to watch before Monday. It's a short one, and we add you to the closed private Facebook group that has resources in it called Masterclass. So James, my assistant, is trying to get in all of the folks who have jumped into the program as soon as possible, so you get the webinar to watch before the coaching call with me on Monday, and so you get the resources in the Facebook group as well before Monday. So if the sooner you get in, the easier it is for us to begin to get you the content that you need for Monday.
Awesome. Okay, so keep commenting and we'll get into the people right here. And the first person was David York. David, can we see you? Can we see and hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, David. Congratulations. Hi. I'm glad you joined, and we'll see you on Monday. I'm excited to have you. Oh, now we don't hear you. David?
Yes.
I wonder. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Keep going.
There you are.
I actually have a video too, but
just. It's okay. Keep going. I can hear you, so that's fine. I'm excited to have you starting Monday. I'm not hearing David.
I think he's in a delay because he's on Wi-Fi. So let me tell you, he pasted a question, he commented, and he said, I've been enjoying writing and having self-published a short book. I'm getting motivated intrinsically and want to protect my time. Please tell me what happened to you that activated you to write. And in asterisk, he said, you joked at Impact Live streaming in Philly about writing numerous books as part of an OCD-driven phase. You are a therapeutic powerhouse.
I'll address that really quick. So I'm the author currently of 37 books with 9 more under contract. And I do say I'm OCD. Most people have not written 37 books. I have been writing since I'm a young child. I won an award in the kindergarten for a letter that I wrote to Santa Claus, which kind of spurred me on to be a writer, and I have just gone on to be an author. I love to write. For me, it's easy, it's effortless, and it's just something that I do. It's not what I do to make money. It's what I do. That's pretty much my hobby and a way of impacting others in the world that I can't reach with my program. So that's where it comes from.
That's cool. Eileen, how are you, darling?
There she is.
Unmute.
Mute.
Yay.
Hi,
okay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Good to see you.
Oh, it's been a busy day today. I've been working on the market analysis, and I'm on part 4 of it, which is doing the competitor analysis of it.
Okay, so you're putting this stuff together for your program. Awesome.
Other than that, everything else is good, and I can't wait to see you again Monday.
I will see you on Monday, and congratulations. You're doing a great job already putting your program together. High five.
Oh, one other thing, Terry, before I go, any ideas on how I can get the first program out there more? I mean, I got
we'll start talking about that on Monday, and I'll coach you on that on Monday. So when you come to the call Monday, be prepared for that.
Okay.
Excellent.
You get out so everybody else can talk.
All right. Thanks, Eileen. Big hugs.
And our next person is, I believe, Stacy, Tantra Code. Where is she? I can see her. I'm not seeing her. Why am I not seeing her? I see her here and other. Okay, so Rob Adams. Hey, Rob, how are you? Oh no.
Rob, you're Mickey Mouse again. Oh my God. I'm sorry to laugh. Oh my God. That's so weird. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on with that Mickey Mouse. Maybe jump off and try to jump back in. Okay.
Okay, and so Joe Mitchell, who also commented and said, this is super awesome and great. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Good to have you, Joe.
Just unmute.
Here, I love you guys.
I love you too, and happy you're getting value, and let us know what else we can do for you.
I wish I could jump in. I just got so much going on. I just wish I could do it.
All right, so just one thought, and this is for you and anybody else. If you jump in now and you can't start now, you can start later and do your 12 weeks later. If you jump in later, it's only 6 weeks. So give that some consideration, Joe, because you know I'd love to have you.
Okay, will do.
All right, awesome sauce.
And so our next person is Tim. High five, Tim. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. I just wanted to share something. I think we're on the same page with the certifications and stuff. That in one of the coaches that I had before, when I got into this, I worked with him extensively and to do that. And he said to make sure that if you're getting certified, you can really look at the programs, because a lot of the certification programs focus on enablement of your clients to keep them as a business model versus empowering them to move on and do some things on their own. And I just, that's always stuck with me. So I personally, having consulted around the world and done a lot of stuff, I don't put a lot of stock personally in the letters and the certifications after name. It's the results and the things that, you can do behind it. And I always look at, if the coach you have doesn't have a coach or isn't in some program or in a structured way to better themselves, then they're fake experts. But that's just my 2 cents.
No, thank you for your 2 cents. I'm really, really glad that you said that. I think that it's really relevant. Like, I didn't come here and tell you guys, well, let me tell you all the certifications I have and all the degrees I have. And who cares? If I can help you get to the result of building a high ticket program, that's more important than let me tell you what coaching schools I graduated and all these. I have like 20 initials after my name. I'm really not exaggerating. One of my books, they went to list and would have taken up the whole cover. Who cares? And Tim, I'm going to share a funny story with you for everybody. I had a client for years that would sign her emails and it would say MSU after her name. And I'm like, MS, that's Master of Science, but I don't know what that is. So one day I said, what is that? She said, make stuff up. Everybody puts initials. I put something. And I always chuckled about that because she did it, sarcastically. But the deal is, people who hired her cared that she got them a result, not MSU, which was a joke for her. So anyway, thank you. I'm with you on that.
And then I guess I got the video link, started watching that. And maybe we'll get into this next week. So if I'm jumping ahead, then just tell me shut up. But like, if you wanted to see an existing webinar that we've already have, is that something that we should send over, or should we wait?
Excellent question. So those of you who are starting with me Monday, like Tim, in masterclass group that you're in, you can go ahead and put the webinar in or put a link to the webinar, and I will review that webinar for you. Yes.
Okay. Great.
Awesome. Great question.
That's all I
can't
got.
wait. All right. That's good enough for now, and I can't wait to see you on Monday.
I will see you Monday. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
you. Welcome. Bye for now, Tim.
And then it's Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
And I just want to say one thing so everybody knows. Batista is here, and she's logged in as under Tantra code today. So it is Batista, so let's not leave her out. But we'll go to Rachel first.
Okay. Hey, Rachel.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Rachel. How are you?
Hi. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to take a moment to tell you live that I really appreciate the support, the guidance, your words of encouragement. I mean, I see why you call yourself the heartpreneur. I'm about to cry almost here. You've been a great mentor, a great teacher, a great guide. And I would say that you've probably have transformed the way I'm going to run my business. And I just can't express enough how much I appreciate you and YFET also. You guys are pretty cool people.
Thank you so much. And it's been such a joy to have you and just to be here and to offer this and knowing that we're creating value. So Rachel, you just touched my heart. Feel a giant hug and thank you so much.
Yeah, I did talk to my husband last night. You know how you sort of coached me around talking about our business expenditures?
Yes.
And he kind of sucked the wind out of me because he said, well, how about you finish what you've already started first? I'm in Pamela Bruner's Transformation Business Club right now. And that's cost a pretty penny. But when he said that, it made me think about, yeah, I do kind of start stuff and stop it. But I must do better.
So it's not must do better, and I would love to leave you today with something to just take in and breathe in, which is making choices and really looking at what the choices are in front of you, and then just making choices and not feeling like I have to do better or whatever it is. Just, okay, I'm going to look at how I make choices. That's it. Nothing more. Lighten up, breathe. It's all good.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome, Rachel. You're a delight. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
And for me too, Rachel, I loved hearing your voice every day. And even though you say you're not online and not an online personality and all that stuff, I'm assuming you're teaching your course online. So you are online. So stay in touch with all of us here, Facebook, wherever. And I would love to hear how you progress because, you know, we started a journey together. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, this is just so long, not goodbye.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I love that. Absolutely. Feel a big hug from me.
Okay, so let's go to Batista because we kind of skipped on you last time.
Yeah, hi. I was logged into a different email address. I have so many email addresses.
I was guessing, so thank you for being here. I knew you'd be here.
Every time I have an idea for a book or something, I grab the URL, the Gmail, and I logged, and that happens to be
fine. Don't worry about
one of my next books. So yeah, I have kind of a general question because I get from those last 10 days that you are very laser focused in your approach to things. Okay. So I love researching, reading, writing, creating content. You know, it's kind of like something that I really do a lot. And as a result, like creating videos and, you know, articles and all this. So as a result, I produce an amazing amount of content. I do one new article per week. I have 300 videos on YouTube. And, you know, so I'm constantly putting out content. Okay. So the question is, what do you think about that, about always delivering a lot of free content online? Is it helpful or is it hurtful when you want, you know, because I deliver a lot of free content.
Great question.
Always.
So I'm like you. I like to research. I love to write. I have, you know, articles and videos and blogs. And at one point in my shopping cart, we had over 3,000 products that I had created in less than 8 years. And I realized that all of that content creation wasn't making a huge difference for people, that people are not taking action on articles, on videos, and that I wasn't making a lot of money either from content, which takes a heck of a lot of time to create. So I am all about one webinar for each program that you're going to have. So for Helen mentioned yesterday, she's a good example. She said, Terry helped me create my first webinar, and now I've gone on to create my second. She's got a couple of niches, and we're just doing webinars for the different niches, and we're creating high-ticket programs for each of them, like a lot of my clients. I would suggest that you just create your webinars, nothing else. And in my experience, it actually is hurtful. I have pulled down the 3 1,000 products that I created. Basically, we don't offer any more products, zero, none. We offer an automated webinar, and that's it. And I do write content, but I only write one blog a week. And the only reason I do that is because I'm paid to do it. So that's my experience, and that's how I run my business now. It takes a lot less time. We make a lot more money and make a much bigger impact on people because I've got time to devote to my client family members. This is the only free course that I have done in, I think, 19 years. It's a one-time course. And by the way, it took months to prepare. What you see might be the two of us showing up here together, having a great time for an hour. There's also Facebook bots, there's emails, there's comments. There was the 6-day course. So it took a tremendous amount of time, and it's been a joy, and I wanted to do it. I won't do something like this again. And I actually would say to you, don't focus on free content, focus on one really great automated webinar.
So the second part of the question then, do you believe in keeping a social presence with posting regularly on all the platforms, little bits, or, you know, like everybody says you need to keep posting and keep so people, you stay on people's mind?
Okay, so my experience is actually that's not true at all. And most people who tell me that they post, when I say, great, show me what you made last year and I'll show you what I made, won't show me. And I know they won't show me because I know their numbers aren't real. Pick one platform, only one platform. You cannot be socially everywhere. It's just not possible. It will take all of your time. My one platform that I primarily use is Facebook. As I taught you, Facebook groups and Facebook Live. Posting is not relevant. It doesn't get you anything. It might get you a handful of likes and comments and a couple of shares. That doesn't get people to raise their hands. Be engaging the way I taught you on Facebook groups and in Facebook Live. I could care less if you post. Posting is pretty much irrelevant nowadays. If your platform that you choose is something else, that's fine. My company uses LinkedIn. My team uses LinkedIn. I use Facebook, and I'm being very transparent about that. Twitter is just synced with other stuff. I don't look at Twitter. I have zero interest in Twitter. It's not where my audience hangs out. So I recommend you use Facebook because that's where I've made so much money without any ads. Facebook Live, Facebook groups, and you don't need to keep posting anything because really people aren't seeing it.
Okay, well, that was very helpful.
Good, I'm glad. And you know, I'm very straightforward. You've been with me for 10 days, so I tell it like it is. You know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Batista. I'm going to miss seeing you.
Well, like, you know, it's not forever.
I know that.
You know, I really appreciate everything that you've done in the last 10 days, and I want to say that I'm very grateful for it.
And I want to thank you for showing up, being interactive, and being engaging.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.
Rob, let's see if your voice is working.
You hear me now?
Yeah, so much better. When you go back and listen to this, you can't be more Mickey. I'm sorry. It's good to hear you.
Let's see, how many million could I make with that voice, huh?
A lot. Let's just do the ears and you're all set.
My first comment, actually, I think Rachel said about anything that I was going to say. So, you know, she already stole my script. But I want to thank the two of you. You do make a great pair in the way you have arranged this. And this has definitely been an eye-opener for the last 10 days. And Cheryl and I have been going over the work each day. And we just can't wait till Monday because we know that we're going to continue to grow. I just want to thank you. Leave it at that.
You are so welcome. I'm so excited to be with the two of you, and I'll see you Monday. All right.
And for me too. It's so much fun to see you, Rob, and you know, just enjoy the Mickey Mouse and your comments and your input, and it's so awesome to see you face to face. So thank you for showing up every day. It was great. And then the last person we have is that Stacy?
That's Liz from Foreman.
That's Liz.
That's
hey,
Liz.
Can you unmute?
Unmute. You can unmute your microphone.
And you know, she's looking like the neighbor from what do you call it? The toolbox. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Liz, can you unmute? Liz?
I don't know if she hears us.
Liz, if you can unmute your microphone.
So until she does, Liz, can you hear us? It's like
Liz?
Is that good?
Yeah.
How you doing? Liz? Just muted again. Liz? Hello, hello?
Yeah, this is like a commercial for Verizon. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
So while Liz is trying to join us, we have 5 minutes. So let's talk about yeah, can you hear us, Liz? Say yes again. No?
She's muted again.
Muted in there. Our top 5. Yes.
Liz, can you hear us?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
You can't hear us? So interesting. It's a speaker issue, Liz. So just check your speakers. And if you have a comment,
just type it in the chat, Liz, if you can. Just type it in the chat box.
I can't hear you.
Right. You've got to fix your speaker.
No sound.
Issue. All right. I'm going to mute her. We'll have to see you on Monday. Sorry. I'll see you in the program Monday.
Okay, so our top 5 winners are number 1, still in the number 1 is Rachel. I wish I had the clapping. Hangouts used to have sound effects. They removed them. And number 1, Rachel. Number 2, Robin. Number 3, Eileen.
Hang on for Eileen. Eileen is already one of my clients in the program, and so she has said she would gift that to the next person in line, which is very generous of her.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go see that.
Thank you, Eileen. You're such a doll. You're so wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see who's the next one in line. Leaderboard. So number 1, Rachel. Number 2, Robin. Number 3, Kim. Moving back. Number 4, Amy. And number 5, Dragana. Yeah.
Dragana, you can say thank you to Eileen because she passed her spot and let you move up. Congratulations, everyone. That's awesome.
It's super awesome. And so I hope it was fun for you, despite all the technical difficulties that we were having with the game. You guys were still able to come in, play, share, and enjoy. And we decided today that Terry is going to add all the bonuses that we were giving throughout the 10 days to everyone who joins the program. So how to get clients with Facebook, right? And you want to tell me? I can't remember all of them.
I don't have them all in front of me, but we'll find them. And while we're finding them, let me just say this is for all of you who've already jumped in. Don't worry and be like, I joined in day 1. I'm giving it to everyone. It's a special. It's a bonus. Those of you who are joining today, up until the timer runs out, I'm giving all of you the bonuses. I wanted to do something really special, so you're going to get them all.
That is so cool. And so you're getting basically $2,500 extra because you're getting 6 weeks extra that you're not paying for. You're getting all the bonuses. Our top 5 are getting into the Ultimate Business Library, Ultimate Business Growth System Library, that can help you take whatever you're creating in those 12 weeks into the $1 million business mark. That'll be exciting. We'll all be surrounded by millionaires. That'll be great. So last question, Michelle is asking, is your program via Hangouts?
I don't use Hangouts for the program. I use something that's similar to this. It's very, very similar. So you will see me on video. You can also be on video. It is recorded. And at the same time, you will see my iPad where I take notes on what I'm teaching. So it's very visual. So you'll see all of that, Michelle, and it's a different service that I use. And I was just thinking of something that I just want to mention. I don't remember who sent me this on Messenger, and I apologize, but I remember seeing it right before the Hangout started. And someone said, if I'm investing $2,500, when do you expect I'll make that back? as soon as you get your first client, because I'm going to teach you to go get clients before the end of 6 weeks. So go get your first client with me, which I'll have you do. So at the end of 6 weeks, you should have back more than $2,500. The minimum that most of my people have gotten is 3 to 4 people in their program at $2,500 each. So just do the math. You should make a $2,500 investment. You should be getting back about 10, 12 grand. I've had people get back more. Just follow what I teach because it works.
and you know what's funny? It's like the formula is laid out for you. You've done so much in the last 10 days. Imagine what you can do in 12 weeks. And if you trust that Terry can get you high-paying clients based on all your experiences in the last 10 days, then just do the calculation. And that should be great for all of you. So Rachel says, "Congrats to all of us."
Congrats to all.
Generous offer.
They're asking how long are we going to keep this up? Will we keep the content up?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think if they're logged in and they've joined, I think we can leave it up. I don't know.
So maybe what we'll do is we are just, we'll inform you on an email, but you will have access to it for as long as you need, maybe. I don't know. The thing is this, if you can have access to all the information, like we said when we started in day one, all the information is there, right? What isn't there is exactly the comment that we just got right now from Carrie. So Carrie just commented, day 10, still working on my cups. So the information is there. It's on day 3, right, Terry? Day 3.
The information is there on day 3, how to do a core unique positioning. And you know, I'm glad you brought that up, Carrie. That's the one thing I tweak for people over and over again. I would say high 90% of people, 96, 98, below their core unique positioning. They don't do it right. And if you don't do that right, that is the foundation of building your entire business. So if that's wrong, you haven't built a solid house and it falls down. So day 3 is super important. I love to help people tweak them and go through them. That takes a lot of work. That doesn't happen in 2 seconds. Core unique positioning, you have to really know what you're doing. And that's one of my favorite areas of expertise, to be honest with you.
And so, you know, you have the replays, but as you can see, just from Carrie's comment, you need Terry's feedback on that. So the replays are going to be there for you. What you really are going to missing is this type of interaction where you kind of pick her brain and you get her information in the comments. So, and Terry, how long would you say, you know, some people get stuck on the cups and, you know, don't move beyond it for like a week, 2, 3?
I've seen people struggle with it, you know, maybe 3 weeks, and think they've nailed it and send it or put it on the Facebook group. And I'm like, nope, that's not going to work. That's not good at all. And here's why. And then I'll tweak it. Eileen's one of them. Eileen's been in my program and she had a core unique positioning and we tweaked it. And now she has a great core unique positioning and it takes some work. I'll just tell you, that's not something that comes easily to most people. And that is what I call your $1 million formula. If you blow that, you've blown your business. It has to be perfect. Can't just be good. You have to nail it. It has to be perfect in my experience.
So if you haven't yet nailed your core unique positioning, either watch the replay or join before the clock runs out on midnight Eastern time on Sunday. That's it. 10 days. It was so cool. Anything last word, Terry?
2 things. First, it's been a blast, and you've been marvelous, and I've had so much fun playing with you and doing this. And the second thing is, if this brought you value, I'd love for you to share, tell others. I'd love your review on my Facebook page, Heartrepreneur Terry Levine. And if you haven't jumped in, I mean, seriously, we even made a couple of payments that you can do. We made a PayPal thing. I'm doing all of this not because it's just going to change my life or my lifestyle. Listen, your $2,500 is not going to change anything in my life. It really isn't. It's going to change everything in your business, and I want to help you. And so if you resonate with me at all, find a way or make a way. Excuses aren't going to get you money, and they're not going to change your business. And I'd really like to help you.
So Farnaz just said, I just joined. Yay. I've been procrastinating long enough. Oh, hold on a second. She said, I've been procrastinating long enough, haven't I, Terry? You said something, you said something yesterday about looking back a year from now and finding yourself in the same place as today. I'm looking back from last year when we spoke, and I don't want to be here next year. So look at that.
Parnas, I just want to celebrate you for a moment, and all of you who jumped in. I just want to congratulate you and celebrate you. I want to help you. I can't even explain how much I want to help. It means so much to me. When a client has success, it's better than myself having success. I've had success. I've tasted it. I know what it's like. When somebody else has it, I love it. So I just want to thank you. I want to say, Farnaz, I'm so glad that you're there, and it is your time.
Yes, it's all of you time, and it is time for us to say goodbye. Not goodbye. What did you say? Farewell. Till later.
Later. Come on and join me. We start Monday, and if you can't start Monday and you want to start later, let us know, and you can get into the program now and start later. Just stop with excuses.
Exactly. Let's start your time today, right now. We'll see you in the comments. We'll see you around Facebook. We'll see you in the program, wherever you are. Have a great year and an awesome life.
Bye for now.